Hey, how's it going? Today I'll be looking at the upcoming anime for spring 2024. Sorry in advance for any mispronunciations. As you can see, I'm not Japanese. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and let me know down below which anime caught your eye. Let's get to it. Alright, first one on the list, and I arranged it so that it's air date first. So the first one is Studio Apartment, Good Lighting, and Angel Included. It'll be a comedy and romance and supernatural, and it comes out March 30th. Alright, so Shintaro Takemitsu is a high schooler living all alone, but things take an unexpected turn when a girl named Toa shows up on his balcony. Not only is she incredibly pure and sweet, but there's something different about her, something divine. Just who is Shintaro's new roommate, and what adorable hijinks lie in store. It's by Studio Okuruto Noburo. It's based off a manga, and the themes are harem, mythology, demographic is shonen. Alright, next, Shumatsu Train Doki I Iku comes out April 1st, 2024. A certain town in the suburbs, this was not an ordinary countryside town that you could find anywhere. The residents were experiencing a strange phenomenon, but even so, Shizaru Chikuro held a strong desire. She wanted to see her missing friends again. By Studio EMT Squared, and it's an original. Okay. Next, God's Game We Play also comes out April 1st, 2024. It is fantasy suspense and ecchi, which is more adult naughty, I guess. The supreme gods who had too much free time created the ultimate brain game. Play of the Gods. Former goddess Lychee, or Leche, probably Lychee, awoke from a long slumber and declared to the world, bring forth the person who is the best in games in this era. Bay is nominated to represent humanity as the best rookie in recent years. By Studio Linden Films, it's from a light novel, and its themes are high-stakes strategy games. Next is Monster. It comes out April 2nd, 2024. Action-adventure fantasy. Tomokui Kanada has been reincarnated in the weakest goblin named Gaburo. After having undergone an unfortunate death, however, Gaburo has retained his previous life's memories and unusual evolution, as well as becoming strong enough to gain status boosts from eating. From Studio Dean, it's a light novel. Themes are isekai and reincarnation, and it comes out April 2nd. Next is the banished former hero lives as he pleases, April 2nd, action, adventure, and fantasy. A boy named Alan was unable to receive the gift of the god's bounty and called a failure, but his true identity was a former hero with memories and powers from his previous life. Fortunate to have been expelled from his duke's family, Alan was trying to start a free-spirited journey. He encountered an assassin. He encountered an assassination attempt by a former fiancé. An unwanted heroic saga begins for the former hero who wants to relax in this world. Studios Marby Jack and Studio Dean, and its source is a light novel. It's interesting that lots of isekai anime, which means just to another world, have basic names like Alan or Barry. I don't know, I just find that interesting. I was reincarnated as the 7th prince, so I can take my... what, I wonder? Adventure and fantasy. Prince Lloyd wasn't always a prince. In fact, in his previous life, is one of which he remembers perfectly, he was a sorcerer of sorts. So when he was forced to reincarnate, he decided to continue his studies, Prince of the Realm or no. But his new life has its own sets of challenges, including being a 10-year-old. What's the 7th Prince Sorcerer to do? Studio Tsumugi Akita Animation Lab. It's from a light novel, and its theme is reincarnation. Also comes out April 2nd. Token Rambokai Kyoden Miori Anoji. And it is an anime adaptation of the stage play of the same name. Okay. Studio Domerica. Themes historical and samurai. And it comes out April 2nd. And it's action and fantasy. Now this is Spice and Wolf remake. So it was an anime that came out in, I think, 2007, 2006. So how many years is that? 14. So almost 18 years ago. That's kind of crazy to think about. So I don't know how far it's going to go, but that's going to be interesting. That definitely might be on my watch list. Also, April 2nd, 2024, adventure, drama, fantasy, romance. I also did an old video about it too, actually, in my top 10, like a year ago. So maybe go watch that. Studio Passion, from a light novel, and then its adult cast is its theme, okay? Laid Back Camp Season 3 comes out April 4th, 2024. It's a slice of life. It's just about anime girls camping, not too much to go off of. Studio 8-bit, and then themes, I have no idea what either of these are. Probably just slice of life. Bartender, Glass of God, drama and gourmet, comes out April 4th, 2024. Hidden in the back streets of the Ginza district in Eden Hall, a lone bar operated by Ryu Sasakura, a prodigy bartender who is said to mix the most incredible cocktails anyone has ever tasted. However, not just anyone can find Eden Hall, rather, it is Eden Hall that must find you. Customers of varying backgrounds, each plagued with their own troubles, wander into this bar. Nevertheless, Ryu always knows the ideal cocktail to console and guide each distraught soul. Studio Liber, source manga, themes adult, cast workplace demographic adult. That's what seinen means. That one kind of sounds interesting. I mean, who doesn't like drinking, right? A Condition Called Love comes out April 4th, 2024. Romance. Otari Hinase is a first-year high school student who treasures her family and friends above all else. Unable to understand romance, she decides she will be content living without the experience of falling in love. How tragic. While Hotaru is spending time at a cafe with her close friend, she witnesses the relentless breakup of a handsome honor student, Hananoi. Encountering him sitting alone in the snow on her way home, she extends her umbrella to him in a gesture of kindness. The very next day, Hananoi, or however you pronounce it, appears in her classroom asking her to be his girlfriend. Despite being rejected, he still sticks closely by Hotaru's side, performing selfless acts in hopes of pleasing her. Hotaru begins to feel emotions she had never felt before, believing that these emotions could blossom to love, and they agree to date each other. From East Fish Studio, funny name. Source manga, theme school, demographic, shoujo, which means for girls. Engine no Salad Bowl comes out April 5th. It's comedy and supernatural. Sasuke Kaburia, an impoverished detective, meets Sarah, princess from another world with magical powers. They start living together, and Sarah quickly adjusts to her life in modern Japan. From Studio Comet and Synergy SP, and it's from a light novel. Eon Animation 2, it's a comedy. It's the second season, but I have no idea what else it's about. Studio Sunrise, from a manga. I think it's from a 4-panel manga. And themes, don't know what that means. Idols and female. Comes out April 5th. Astronaut comes out April 5th. It's a comedy, romance, sci-fi. Takumi, a gifted chef, was just let go from his job. He lands a gig at an old boarding house called Astro So, but hesitates to accept after learning he must also live there full time. That is until he meets the beautiful and charming caretaker, Mira, and he is sold. The two begin working together and their connection deepens, but Mira has a secret. She is not from this world. Studio Telecom Animation. Oh, it's a movie. Okay. So that'll be interesting. Maybe movie? I don't know. Windbreaker comes out April 5th, 2024. It's action. Haruku Sakura wants nothing to do with weaklings. He's only interested in the strongest of the strong. He's just started at Furin High School, a school of degenerates known only for their brawling strength. Strength they use to protect their town from anyone who wishes it ill. But Haruku's not interested in being a hero or being part of any sort of team. He just wants to fight his way to the top. Studio Cloverworks, it's a web manga. Themes delinquent in school. Boy oh boy. That time I got reincarnated as a slime season 3. It comes out April 5th, 2024. You know, the title basically explains what it is since there's no description. From Studio 8-bit, it's reincarnation, shonen. It's about someone who dies, becomes a slime. What more do you want? An Irregular at Magical High School season 3. Action, fantasy, romance, sci-fi. It comes out April 5th, 2024. I have no idea about it, but it's from Studio 8-bit, light novel, and school. Tonari no Yokai-san comes out April 6th, 2024. Slice of life, supernatural. Our cat might be turning into a Nikomata, a rural town where yokai, people and gods, live normal everyday lives, mixed with a bit of warmth and occasional mystery. One summer, the 20-year-old cat, Buchio, suddenly evolves into a Nekomata. Questioning the reason for his evolution, he sets out to learn more about the transformation. Together with the transforming Kitsune Yuri, Mu-chan spies on the crow, Tengu Jiro, as he performs his Tengu duties and begins to see Jiro in a new light. At that same time, rumors of an unfortunate new begin to spread. That sounds like a crazy thing. Linden Films, web manga, mythology. So that could be interesting. Idolmaster's Shiny Colors, no synopsis yet, so gotta wait for that, but it comes out April 6th, 2024. Girls Band Cry comes out April 6th, 2024. The main character drops out of high school in her second year and aims at entering a university while working alone in Tokyo. A girl is betrayed by her friends and doesn't know what to do. Another girl is abandoned by her parents and tries to survive in the city by doing part-time jobs. This world lets us down all the time. This sounds just dark and tragic. Nothing goes as planned, but we want something that we can continue to like. We believe there's a place where we belong. That's why we sing. Studio, Toy Animation, Source Original, Theme Music. So if you think the world's awful, I guess give this anime a try. On April 6th. Karasu wa Aruji wo Arabanai. April 6th, it's fantasy, 20 episodes. The world is set in an alternate world called Yamuchi, ruled by the Yadagarasu clan, who are able to transform between human and crow forms. Yukiya, a beautiful and eccentric, whatever that word was, boy, is chosen to serve the young prince. While encountering various events in the conspiracy-filled imperial court, he forms a strange master-servant relationship with the young prince. From Studio Perrot, it's from a novel. It's historical, so lots of historical stuff coming out so far. Oi, Tombo, April 6th, 2024, drama sports. Tanbo Oi, the protagonist, lost both of her parents in a car accident. That is awful. When she was young and was raised by her grandfather, Gonji Oi, a fisherman on the island of Kagoshima in the Takura Islands. Tombo learns to play golf, while using her father's inherited number 3 iron on the island's 3 golf course, which were built by the islanders themselves. Now we're talking. This is a sports anime. The story begins with Tombo meeting Kazuyoshi Igarashi, a former professional golfer who has come to Kagoshima in search of work. Studio Ohm, source manga, drama sports, April 6th. High Speed Itole, April 6th, 2024. In the near future, a next generation event called X-Race, however, is announced, changing the world of racing. New technology has made racing at over 500 kilometers an hour safe. Let me just look that up real quick. So that is 310 miles per hour safe, changing racing on the world stage completely. Rin Rindo, who once dreamed of being a ballet dancer, had given up her dream due to her injury, becoming a NEET and living with her grandmother. However, one day she is suddenly thrown into the world of next-gen racing. But if it's anything like a foot injury, I don't know how that would be much better in a car, but to each their own. Studio A Cat. Source, it's another original, and the theme is clearly racing at 310 miles per hour. Mitsuno Apri, April 7th, a new pretty series anime. That's all we got for this description. Looks like it. Studio Dongwo A&E, Ohm, source, it's game. Oh, okay, so this is a mobile game anime. The Fable, it comes out April 7th, 2024. It's comedy. Fable is a legendary hitman who has completed numerous jobs for a variety of clients. After concluding his latest assignment, the number of people he had recently killed becomes too high. He's too good at his job. And Fable is ordered by his boss to lay low for a year. He suggested that having to adapt to a life as an ordinary citizen might prove a valuable experience for his future work. Fable is to be accompanied by the woman who acts as his driver, and the two will assume new identities as siblings. However, their boss warns them that they will both face a deadly punishment if Fable kills anyone during his time off. Thus begins Akira and Yoko Sato's joint 1-year sabbatical from the underworld. From Tezuko Productions, it's from a manga. Theme, adult cast, and organized crime. I think there is an anime about a Yakuza guy, and I think this takes a lot of inspiration from it. I'm not entirely sure, but could be interesting, could be funny. The Duke of Death and His Maid, Season 3, comes out April 7th, comedy, supernatural. And that's all that there is really about it. JC Staff, source is web manga, and it's romantic subtext, so it's a will they, won't they. I guess that's why there's 3 seasons. Jisan Basan Wakegaru. Comedy, romance, supernatural. Chozo and Ina Saito have been happily married for as long as they can remember. Even in their old age with wrinkle and crackling limbs, the strength of this love is evident by their precious bond, and then randomly one day they wake up to find they are young again. Despite their newfound youthful and attractive bodies, Shozo and Ine remain the same as ever. Jisan-basan Wakegaru follows the young old couple as they go about their daily lives, spend time with family, and defy the expectation of the youngsters. That kind of sounds funny. Studio Gecko, and it's from a web manga. Next, we have Go Go Loser Ranger, April 7th. Action sci-fi. 13 years ago, the nefarious monster army invaded Earth, but humanity's greatest protectors, the Dragon Keepers, defeated them in a single year. Good for them. Every Sunday since, the monsters have been forced to act out wait. The monsters have been forced to act out humiliating defeat after defeat in front of the unsuspecting public. Determined to change this, a single monster, D, infiltrated the Ranger Force. With the help of the mysterious Ranger, Yumeke Suzukuri, D managed to seize one of the divine artifacts, the only weapon capable of permanently killing the monsters' immortal bodies. However, D's subsequent encounter with the Dragon Keepers led to his unfortunate end, so who will stop them now? Okay, that sounds interesting. It's an action sci-fi. Studio Yo-Star Pictures, sources manga, and it is shonen. You know, that one sounds kind of interesting. I might give that one at least a first episode watch. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to blah 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 something. April 7th, 2024, adventure fantasy. Ordinary salaryman dies one day and is reborn as Ars Levant, the son of a noble. Although he is talented in magic or swordplay, he does have one skill that no one else possesses: appraisal. Using this ability, Ars can determine a person's current strength and how much potential they hold, and where their talents rest. If this is a betting anime, that might be interesting. This skill is especially useful in the present situation of the country. The government is corrupt, revolts occur more often than not, and nobles far and wide are strengthening their fortifications in preparation for an all-out war. With this in mind, Ars realizes he too must prepare by gathering talented people. A persecuted foreigner unparalleled with a sword, a slave with an unknown talent for magic, and a timid boy with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Such talents lend Ars their support as he aims to create the most powerful territory. Okay. Studio is Studio Mother. It's from a light novel, and it's isekai and reincarnation. Vampire Dormitory, April 7th, romance supernatural. Mito Yamamoto is a beautiful man, so much so that women swarm the restaurant he works at daily. When the restaurant owner decides that he has had enough, he fires Mito, leaving him unemployed with no place to call home. Soon after, Mito happens upon a cafe and receives a cut on the hand from broken glass. A strange man named Ruka Satomi takes Mito aside to presumably tend to his injuries, but instead he licks away Mito's blood, remarking that it tastes disgusting before asking Mito to leave. Later that night, Mito accidentally slips off the roof of a building and is caught by Ruka, reveals himself to be a vampire. Ruka explains that a man's blood tastes disgusting and the blood of someone unloved has an even worse flavor. However, Ruka cannot drink from girls, so he has been looking for a beautiful boy to become his thrall. He proposes that Mito fill the role and that he allow Ruka's affections to ripen his blood. Mito accepts and begins living with Ruka in the, however you pronounce that, Boys Academy dormitory. However, there's just one problem in all this. Miko is actually a girl. Dun dun dun. Studio Blanc, manga, source, themes, cross-dressing vampire, demographic shoujo. So for any girls who like Twilight, this is for you. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. April 7th, 2024. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night follows a girl who spends her nights wandering over Shibuya, a place overflowing with identity. Unable to become anyone, the girl's life begins to change following a special encounter. Studio is Doga Kobo. Mission: Yozakura Family. Action comedy romance. High school student Taiyo Asuna has been socially inept ever since his family died in a car crash. Understandable. The only person he can properly interact with is his childhood friend, Mitsumi Yozakura, the head of the world's strongest family of spies. Mitsumi's elder brother, Kyoichiro Yozakaru, has been overprotective of her ever since he once rendered her severely injured. His love for Mutsumi is lethal, and Tayo is his next target to survive. Tayo must marry Mutsumi and become a member of the family. Thrown headfirst into chaos, Tayo begins his journey to become a powerful spy in order to protect his wife and cover the darkest secrets of his past, Yuzakuru family. Action, comedy, romance. Studio Silverlink, source manga, demographic shonen. Okay, next we got Blue Archive the animation. Action fantasy, April 7th. The city's academies are divided into their own districts and are considered mostly independent. The General Student Council acts as governing board to manage the academies as a whole. However, the group's ability to govern has come to a halt since the mysterious disappearance of the General Student Council president. Countless issues have begun to surface throughout the Kibotos in absence of the president's leadership. To avoid disaster, the General Student Council requests assistance from the Federal Investigation Club, otherwise known as SCEL. In fact, SCEL is the city's newest club and the last to be approved before the president's disappearance. Ooh. To accomplish its task, SCEL relies on the guidance of Sensei, who can help them resolve the incidents around Kibotos. Students are required to carry personal weapons and smartphones. Get a taste of the military action, love, and friendship of the Academy City has to offer. Studio Candy Box, Star Picture. It's from a video game, and the theme is school. Sound, Euphonium, Season 3, April 7th, 2024. It's a drama. After the Kitaji High School Wind Ensemble pulls off a stunning performance in Ome, Kumiko's first year, the result in her second year feel underwhelming to the entire club. They intend to achieve a gold medal at the national competition, but their participation ends with what is known as a dud gold. At the Kensai competition, a gold medal that does not include being chosen to advance to the national competition. At the end of the cycle, the ensemble senior retire, and new leadership takes charge. Kumiko, soon to be a senior herself, is appointed the new club president. Now it is up to her to, under the guidance of their teacher, Taki Noboro, shoulder Kitaji to the nationals once again and help the band achieve the gold medal they have been waiting for. Studio Kyoto Animation. It's from a novel, themes, music, arts, and school. Chillin' in another world with level 2 super cheap powers. Comes out April 8th, adventure fantasy romance. Magical Kingdom of Chloroid, I have no idea, Chloroid, that's a tongue twister, summons hundreds of heroes from other worlds every year to fight in the war against the Dark One, his army of powerful demons. Bonanza is one of those heroes summoned from the royal capital, Paluma, but something is not right. Bonanza is only an average merchant. He has no magic, no fighting ability. His stats are abysmal. Worse, a mishap leaves him unable to return home. Rejected as a hero and stranded in another world, abandoned to the far reaches of the kingdom by a cruel king who just wants him gone, Bonanza's fate looks pretty bleak. But what will happen once the failed hero candidate finds himself with super cheap powers once he hits level 2? Studio JC staff, source light novel, theme isekai. Uzuko Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 Part 2. Not much info to go on, but I did talk about this also in a previous video, but the basic synopsis is guy dies, reincarnates, starts as a baby, and then goes from there. So really good, really recommend it. Has a lot of weird lewd moments, but all in all, I'd say a good story. It's Studio Bind, light novel, isekai reincarnation. Rinkai, April 9th, 2024. It's sports. Women's bicycle racing was born during the post-war period of turmoil. It has been several decades since its short competitive history came to an end after only 15 years. Women's bicycle racing has been revived as the Rinkai League. With the birth of a major star who is active all over the world, many feel unprecedented excitement. Invincible Queen Bushi Silver, veteran and athlete who has reached the pinnacle in other sports. The challengers came only with big dreams in their hearts even though they had no experience in the sport. Studio TMS Entertainment, source mixed media, theme adult cast racing, unnamed memory. April 9th, adventure fantasy romance. My wish as a champion is for you to descend to the tower and be my wife. Climbing a deadly tower, again Oscar, basic name, sorry to anyone named Oscar, but you know what I'm trying to say, seeks the power of its master, the Witch of the Azure Moon. He hopes her incredible magic can break a curse that will kill any woman he takes for a wife. When the prince sees how beautiful Tanashi is, though, he has a better idea. Since she's surely strong enough to survive his curse, she should just marry him instead. Tanashi isn't keen on the idea, but agreed to live with Oscar in the royal castle for a year while researching the spell placed on the prince. The witch's pretty face hides several lifetimes of dark secrets. However, secrets that begin resurfacing. Studio NG, and it's a light novel. Also, if I didn't say it, I'd be giving Jobless Reincarnation a watch. Tadaimai Okari, Boys Love Slice of Life. I think it's just about guys taking care of kids. Misaki Fujiyoshi is a stay-at-home spouse and parent. He has fought long and hard with feelings of being a burden to his loving husband, Hiromo. Due to his status as an Omega, and the difficulty they face to achieve this domestically, when their son Hikari was born, the family moved to an area better suited for raising children. Hikari is now nearing his second birthday, and he and his parents are forging meaningful bonds with those around them. These include the Beta College student living next door, Yuki, to whom Hikari has become rather attached, Hiromi's friend from work, Matsuo, and the mysterious single dad seen wandering around the park. Despite their newfound domestic bliss, the family ties to their past are in tatters. There are people they left behind to pursue the creation of their happy family, and when they begin to return, Misaki and Hiromi aren't quite sure they have good intentions. Studio Dean, source manga, theme childcare. It's horrible raising kids, I guess. Data Life Season 5, action fantasy romance sci-fi. Basically, imagine there's anime girls that are destructive called spirits, and the only way to stop them is for a guy to kiss them. That's the plot of that show. Aokyaku Battery is a story about a famous baseball battery consisting of the genius pitcher Haruki Kiyumi, the skilled catcher Kei Kaname, who was also known as the General during their senior league days. They were talented enough not only to win, but also crush the hopes and dreams of many junior high school players that they played against. However, Kaname lost his memory and the two entered Kotashi High School, a no-name public school. In the same school, they meet several talented players who had quit baseball after playing against them in junior high. This is a story of their coming together in a newly established baseball club to play baseball again. Studio Mappa, that's surprising, the guys who made Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, so big studio. Source manga, theme school, team sport, demographic shonen. Maybe it's like a Blue Lock thing, which was an intense soccer anime. Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Season 3, adventure comedy fantasy, comes out April 10th. It's basically about a guy who reincarnated with a god, and they get up to funny hijinks. Studio Drive, source light novel, themes isekai parody. Mysterious Disappearances, Mystery and Supernatural, comes out April 10th. Sumuriki Ogawa is a busty bookstore clerk who wants to become a novelist after some writing success in her youth. When the strange occurrence starts cropping up around the city, she teams up with her flirtatious co-worker Ren Hadashino to look into them. But Ren is hiding a secret of his own. With their combined skills of occult knowledge, what will they discover as they investigate? Studio Zero G, source white manga. Seiyu Radio no Uramoto, comedy Girls Love, comes out April 10th. Yui Yuguro and Yasami Utane, two high school voice actresses who just happened to attend the same school and coincidentally got placed into the same class, world works in funny ways, are the two hosts of a radio weekly program. As fellow classmates and voice actresses, they show all the listeners the great friendship, at least on the surface. In reality, the quiet girl Chika and the Gyaru Yumiko are complete opposites, and they absolutely cannot stand each other. Off-air, chaos and insults erupt. On-air, they're the best of friends. Just where will all this tumultuous relationship lead them? Studio Connect, source light novel, theme school. Viral hit, April 11th, 2024. Action. Bullied by his classmate and popular YouTube streamer, Pago, Yo Hoban's high school days are filled with humiliation and abuse. His troubles don't end there though. Outside of school, Hoban slaves away at a part-time job to pay for his mother's hospital bills. One day, Hoban accidentally spills ramen on Paco's cameraman, Chikase, tripping over a cord and disconnecting the other boy from his gaming stream. Finally fed up with his miserable lifestyle, Hoban fights back and ends up in a pathetic brawl with Jikse. Next morning, it is revealed that the cameraman from Jisuke's stream had been recording the two boys' entire embarrassing fight. Moreover, the footage was accidentally uploaded to YouTube and has gone viral overnight, earning Hoban a whopping 10 million won from viewership. Good for him. Let's see. So that's about for $7,600. That's not bad. So drawn to the money YouTube streaming can offer him and his mother, Aben works together with unlikely ally Jisuke to produce more videos of him fighting and see how far YouTube streaming can take them. Taking on bullies like Padgo and other seemingly unsurpassable opponents, Aben will either rise to the top of the streaming world or finally meet a foe he can't outsmart. Studio Akuruto Naburo. Source web manga. That sounds interesting. I'd probably give that one a watch. Misfits of Demon Academy Part 2. Second season, action fantasy. I don't know really anything about this one. I think it's just a demon lord who's really powerful is the plot. Studio Silverlink. Source light novel. Themes, mythology, reincarnation, in school. Next, we got Shadowverse Flame Arc. The third part of Shadowverse. Studio Zex. It's a card game. I did play it a little bit. It's okay. And the theme is strategy game. Kaiju number 8. Action sci-fi. Comes out April 13th. Grotesque Godzilla-like monsters called kaiju have been appearing around Japan for many years. To combat these beasts, an elite military unit known as the Defense Corps risk their lives daily to protect civilians. Once your creature is killed, sweepers working under the Professional Kaiju Cleaner Corporation are left to dispose of its remains. Kafka Hibano, a 32-year-old man, is unsatisfied with his job as a sweeper. From a young age, he has aspired to join the Defense Corps and kill kaijus for a living. After a few failed attempts, however, he gave up on his dream and resigned himself to the mediocrity that provided a decent paycheck. Nevertheless, when an ambitious 18-year-old recruit named Ino Ichikawa joins his cleaning team, Kafka is once again reminded of his desire to join the military. Following a chain of unfortunate events and an interaction with the junior sweeper, Kafka encounters a parasite-type kaiju that forces its way through his mouth, turning him into a humanoid monster. With his newfound powers, Kafka aims to give his lifelong dream a final try. Studios Production IG. Source manga. Themes military. Demographic shonen. I read the manga of this when it first came out. I really enjoyed it, so I'm very excited to see how this anime turns out. Black Butler Public School Edition comes out April 13th, 2024. Action fantasy mystery. It doesn't really have too much about it, but I've heard of Black Butler before, so now I guess it's that, but in school. Studio Cloverworks. Source manga. Themes historical mythology. Demographic shonen. New Gate, April 14th, 2024, action-adventure fantasy. The New Gate is an online life or death game with tens of thousands of players. Thanks to Shin, the most skilled veteran player, the other players will finally be released from the game. Shin has killed the last boss and believed he is finally able to escape when he is blinded by a flash of mysterious light. He awakes to find himself in the game's world 500 years later. So begins a new chapter in the life of an unsurpassed legendary player. Studio Cloud Hearts and Yokohama Animation Lab. Its source is a light novel, its theme is isekai. It seems like it's taking a lot of inspiration from Sword Art Online, so if you like that type of stuff, might give that a watch. Whisper Me a Love Song. April 14th, 2024, Girls Love. Yori Asanagi is a mature girl in many ways, but is still pure when it comes to romance. That sentiment is proven when an underclassman, Himari Kino, suddenly confesses love to her after her band performance at the freshman opening ceremony. Confused and surprised, Yori asks her friend for consultation, but they tease her by saying that she is experiencing love. Yori soon makes up her mind and tries to return Himari's feelings, but in a twist of events, she realizes that what Himari loved was not her, but her music. As Yori continues to pursue her love for Himari, she promises to make Himari fall for her. However, will their passionate love bloom or remain unrequited? Studio Cloud Hearts and Yokohama Animation Lab. Source manga, theme school. An Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride. Comes out sometime in April. Action fantasy romance. When the sorcerer Zagan decides to participate in an auction selling the goods of the now dead archdemon Marchosius, he expects to find items of untold power, but he finds instead is a rare white-haired slave elf named Ophelia. That doesn't sound like a good name. And he immediately spends all his money to purchase her, much to the bewilderment of those around him. However, the secret reason behind Zagan's investment was that he had actually fallen in love with her at first sight. Unfortunately, Zagan has a problem. He is socially inept and has no idea how to express his true feelings, leading to many misunderstandings between him and his new companion. But slowly, the two begin to understand each other, and love begins to bloom. How sweet. Studio Brains Base. Source light novel. 7th season of My Hero Academia comes out May 4th, 2024. Basically, imagine Marvel Comics and DC Comics, but anime. Studio Bones, source manga, theme school, superpower, demographic shonen. Finally, Demon Slayer Hashira training arc. It's the newest season. I think it will also come with a movie as it normally does. Studio UFO Table or Ufotable. I think it's UFO Table. Source manga, theme historical, demographic shonen. I think I'll definitely give that a watch. I'll probably give My Hero Academia a watch. Definitely Kaiju number 8. I'd at least give one episode to Viral Hit. Konosuba season 3. I enjoyed the other 2 seasons. What else? Zoko Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, definite watch. The Fable sounds kind of funny. Ice Speed sounds kind of funny. Yeah, so there's definitely some interesting ones. So yeah, that was the spring 2024 lineup. Let me know what you'll be watching down below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See ya, and peace.